Hi, here I am in my home laboratory and I am not dressed for lab. So what do I need to do to get ready? Well, first of all, I need a lab coat. I have a lot of skin showing here, and anywhere that your skin is not covered is a possible place of injury if a chemical were to splash up or splash onto you. So on goes a lab coat. Now, the second problem, and I'm going to actually button this up all the way to the top for protection. So the second problem I'm running into is that I have long hair. And in the laboratory, if you lean over a flame, like we do have fire, let's see if I can show you that. If I lean over a flame, my hair could catch fire. So in the laboratory, if we have long hair, we always want to pull it completely back away from our face. And this way it doesn't hang down where it can catch on fire, which would not be cool. No one wants their hair on fire, right? Okay. Now, let me fix the sleeves here, because you don't want anything loose or dangly. If you have things which are loose and dangly, that can lead to problems. You don't want anything that'll cause you to trip. So, true confession here, sock feet, no, not in a laboratory. You always need to wear some kind of shoe that has a closed toe. This is in case you drop something, and I actually had a student once who dropped a beaker. It broke. The glass popped up onto his closed toe shoe. He had just changed out of sandals. I had told him that he couldn't wear his sandals in the lab, and he just put on some tennis shoes, and that was enough protection. He ended up not getting hurt, and it made a believer out of him. Okay, other protective equipment. Now, the rest of the protective equipment that you choose depends on what you're working with. So, for example, most of the time you're going to need to wear goggles, but goggles come in different levels of safety. This is the least protective. They're nice. They're better than glasses because they do have the side shield. So that prevents things from coming in from the side. But there's still a lot of gaps here and here. And so these are not the goggles I would choose. These are more my style. They actually fit flush with the face, and they have a seal here so that you get a sense of your eyes being completely protected. Now, in some cases, for example, if you were working with particulates or volatiles, you would want to wear a mask. And there's many different kinds of masks. This is a P95, which is for particulates. This would not be that useful to keep out fumes, but again, you choose your mask based on whatever task you're doing. And it's a little tricky to put on over the goggles, so bear with me for a minute, because I have to get this over my ponytail and over my goggles and all that stuff. But you want the metal tab at the top, and then you can bend it or adjust it so that it covers your mouth and your nose, and it has two rubber straps you can put into position. Okay, now I feel like I could handle quite a bit at this point. Finally, if necessary, and again, you will not always want to wear gloves in a chemistry laboratory because sometimes it's better to have the tactile sensation that bare skin gives you, because if something gets on your skin and you feel it, then you can go wash it off right away. But some materials do absorb through the skin, and in those cases we have nitrile gloves. One of the biggest problems with gloves is remembering that you have them on and that anything they touch could become contaminated. So you wouldn't want to scratch your face or do anything like that once you've started using chemicals. because now the surface of your glove could very well have something caustic on it, and you wouldn't feel it on your hands, and next thing you know, it would be spread around. So for many experiments, I do not wear gloves. Okay, and that's it. Now I'm ready for lab. Oh, let me show you how to take off the gloves, because that's another thing that is often done incorrectly. So we assume the gloves are contaminated. So with our gloved hand, we want to take off the first glove. We want to do that by pulling on it and then turning it inside out. So now this hand is not protected. So to take off the second glove, I do something a little different. I want to come from underneath, and then I want to pull the glove inside out. Now I have a nice little packet. This is the inside of the glove, so it's not contaminated, and I can just drop this into a disposal. Okay,